Oh,
Yeah. What's going on, great people? Happy day. So great to see you. And let's dive right on in.
would you have ever thought that Don Lemon has a full? I'm not gonna say a full, but there's. You remember on The Grinch when his heart was small and it grew wider. It's like his heart grew 4 times bigger.
I don't remember that, but okay.
What? Well, you ain't never seen The Grinch then. So Don Lemon is apparently have starting to have a change of heart about things, to where on this clip on this clip he's saying that Nikki Haley is more dangerous than Donald Trump. Coming from Don Lemon.
Where is he at and what is he doing nowadays?
You're gonna see that right after this.
Not to be the president of the United States again, but it's a devil you know in many ways. And I think that a Nikki Haley may be much more dangerous than a Donald Trump, because at least you know where Donald Trump stands on issues, and we have lived through a Donald Trump presidency. No one knows what a Nikki Haley will do, especially when it comes to a woman's right to choose, when it comes to racism in this country, and when it comes to supporting someone who inspired an insurrection in this country. So I know that's going to be surprising for people to hear, but that is my God's honest truth at this point. She has said so many things about the former president that don't make sense. She said one thing about him one day, that history is going to judge him harshly for January 6th, and then she criticized the Justice Department for saying that it was political. Which one is it, Nikki Haley? And I think the American people deserve to know where she stands. She's going to have to answer these questions, and I think the American press now should pin her down on all of these important issues: slavery, racism, abortion, and Donald Trump.
Speaking of Donald Trump and the insurrection, which you just mentioned, I'm curious how you feel about this move to take him off the ballot. It happened in Colorado. It's happened now in Maine. I got to say, Don, I think this helps Donald Trump, because it is the Dobbs decision for the MAGA right. You know, it will animate them. I'm wondering how you feel about all that.
I agree with you on that.
And just before he goes, it's no longer about MAGA anymore. It's more so about American rights anymore. No more focusing on MAGA and these group of people. This is everybody now.
I do think it'll help him. When I heard the first one in Colorado, I was like, oh my.
Do you agree with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Gosh, this only empowers Donald Trump and his base, and it just energizes them. You know, they're coming after him. He's going to say they're coming after him, and his base is going to say they're coming after him, and that is just going to energize and electrify his base. So I agree with you on that. But on the other hand, it is the Constitution. And we're supposed to abide by the Constitution of the United States. Republicans have been, especially the Republicans who support Donald Trump, his base, they've been very hypocritical on that, including the people who are in the election as well. When it suits them to follow the Constitution directly, when they want to be constitutional absolutists, okay, fine. But then when it doesn't, when that Constitution takes Donald Trump off the ballot, then they don't agree with it. Now, I think the best way to beat Donald Trump is to beat him at the election booth on election day. So
that ain't happening.
If I were state legislators or state legislatures, I would not be trying to take Donald Trump off the ballot. I would want the will of the people to be had, let them have their way, and then if they choose to elect Donald Trump, then Donald Trump is elected. But I hope that doesn't happen.
Oh,
I
child,
used to not
please.
be
Who
able
is
to
your
say
best
that. Now I
candidate
can
then?
say that. I hope it doesn't happen,
Who do
because
you
I think
have?
he is detrimental to the country.
Oh,
But guess
please.
what? A
In
number
what
of
way?
people, most of the people who are up on that stage are also detrimental to the country. If you look at what all of them have said, the best person who's up on that stage, who I don't necessarily agree with his politics, is Chris Christie.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, we know this dude out his head.
Please.
Chris Christie. You know why?
Oh,
Because
my
Chris
God.
Christie is the closest thing to the left to them. But I'm gonna play this through. I got another clip after this, but
Everyone out. They don't like him because he is telling the truth about them.
You tweeted that thing yesterday about Nikki. It really was like, wow, there's that perspective that we haven't been getting, but you were spot on, I think, in what you said, that she's asking for grace, but she didn't give me. In fact, as you pointed out, she made a lot of money fundraising off of your comment.
Well, listen, I may be a lot of things, but one thing I'm not is a hypocrite. And I thought it was very hypocritical what she did, because I remember the way she treated me when I simply misspoke. And it's, you guys do live television all the time. I did hours and hours of live television, and sometimes you say the wrong thing. And when you do, what you do is you correct it, or you apologize, and you move on. Well, she didn't do that. And as I said in my tweet, in my response to her, is that she immediately took me to task on it, and then started fundraising off of it, and started selling merchandise. And I was actually shocked and surprised by it, because I know Nikki Haley, after she took the flag down in the Capitol in South Carolina, I was one of the only people who got to interview her. And I thought that she was, a fairly competent politician and a nice woman. So I was surprised by just the sheer hypocrisy of what she did, and just her unbridled ambition, and she didn't even give me a second chance. I think in my response, I certainly offered her much more grace than she offered me at the time when I had my issue.
So I want to look at also this. Did you know that I just saw this? I mean, it's been out there since a couple days, about 2 days now, but
I was wondering.
Don Lemon is going to be on X. I want you to read this. You can go read that headline.
Tucker Carlson congratulates Don Lemon on new show Welcome to X, despite our differences.
Wouldn't that be a good one?
I was wondering what he was up to, just like, because I hadn't heard anything from him, and if he was going to be on one of these social media platforms with the show.
Oh, wow. This over so I can.
Interesting.
Read this for me, baby.
Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon definitely don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, but that didn't stop the former Fox News anchor from congratulating Don on joining him on Team X. As you know, Don entered a partnership with X, formerly Twitter, on Tuesday, where he'll have a new 30-minute show airing on the platform 3 times a week, and which comes after his firing from CNN last year. Okay, Don.
Okay.
The whole thing was similar to Tucker's situation, as he's already got a show on X. Remember, the two of them got canned on the same day, and Tucker extended an olive branch to the guy despite their long-standing beef, telling him, "Congratulations, it's a new world." That's right. It's all in character. Doesn't mean the dust has settled in their drama, though. Don replied in the most polite yet unenthusiastic way possible. "Thanks, Tucker." Ha ha. How was that unenthusiastic? I guess if he had an exclamation mark behind it, it would have been anyway, enthusiastic. Tucker and Don would often butt heads while they were doing their cable news shows, with Tucker insulting Don and mispronouncing his name on purpose, and Don calling Tucker for what he saw as wild takes. In Tuesday's announcement, Don called Elon Musk's platform a place for honest debate and discussion without the hall monitors, but it'll be interesting to see how two feuding hosts handle being in the same space.
Okay.
That's good.
Wouldn't that be something to see? That conversation. I'm curious to know how Don Lemon would speak and be now that he could be open, and I think he would be side switchy. I don't think he would just 100% lefty. I think he would learn to adapt a little bit. Maybe
he's making some adjustments. Maybe he's leaning more liberal conservative. I don't know.
I could see that. But he's just he's more of an anti-Trump, but if he'd be the type of person that will vote for Chris Christie. Like you said, Chris, even though in our world of real, you start really paying attention to conservatism, there ain't anybody going to know Chris Christie.
Child, please. He's not even in the race. He bailed himself out the other day and announced that he's no longer running.
Officer Tatum called Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme.
Please. Well, I'm glad he's got a show and doing, back on his thing. Nobody wants to see anybody put out of a job. And I've never been a real fan of Don Lemon. I've listened to him, and especially when we made that shift ourselves, it was like,
why are we listening?
Really
listen to this person.
How the reporting and how things were done on a specific network. But I'm glad he's back on work. And just because you're on the same platform doesn't mean you can't navigate it. I mean,
True.
He got his show. Tucker has his show.
True.
Hey, do your thing.
True.
It's enough space and moolah for everybody.
And maybe once he see what really goes on, because you have a few left speaking people on X. I kind of scroll past those people, to be honest with you. But I believe more that we're in a country of you should be able to speak freely. This is the country we live in. You should be able to speak freely. And that's what I like about X, because you can speak freely. And eventually, other platforms, other things will be forced to get the speak freely base. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so shout out to them. And I hope Don learns that. I know he's hard left, but I believe it's going to be some nudges, and he going to start looking at all those stuff on Twitter. It's going to make you think different.
We'll see. We shall see. It's interesting to see how the shows are going to run, now that he's on the platform. But I just feel Tucker's still going to do his thing regardless. It don't matter whether he on there or not. It don't take nothing away from what he's doing.
I want to see that conversation in X where it's no holds bar. So
we shall see.
We shall see.
All right, great people. If you're looking to make some extra income, you have a gift, you got a talent, you got a business, you got products, YouTube is a great platform to enhance, to share what you have with the world. Check out our link below for our ebook, 0-5K subs, no money, no experience.com, and get your copy. Sign up for our newsletter as well, guys. Get the PDF. And we got a new merch line that we're dropping. Always pray, never stop praying. Check that out. And gas, God assigned soldiers. Check that out. What do you think? I haven't done a coupon. The 30% is over. But what should I do? Should I do it for 25% if I was going to run like a New Year special?
Yeah.
The less
24%, because we in the year 2024. Give them a 24%.
24%. I was thinking it was 30. I was going to go either a little higher or a little lower.
Okay.
But we'll see. But anyway, look for the coupon code. And we'll see you in the next video. Love you guys.
Bye.